Out of the Swedish forest sector, biogenic carbon in forests and wood products contributes annually to a large climate benefit in Sweden. So far, so good. But what about the climate effects of the entire Swedish forest sector when also considering sawmills, pulp mills, and the energetic use of wood? And how can we mitigate climate change by the help of the forest sector? For these kind of questions, we must look beyond the forests and the wood products which we see in the green and in the brown box, the biogenic carbon of that. In fact, we must also account for fossil greenhouse gas emission balances. And these divide on the one hand into those that arise along the forest industry's value or supply chain. This is highlighted here in yellow. But on the other hand, we must also account for the avoided emissions by replacing or substituting more emission-intensive products or energy sources by the use of wood. For example, how much concrete or steel do we avoid by the use of wood in construction? And how many fossil greenhouse gas emissions do we avoid as a result? These avoided emissions are called the substitution effect, and this is what we see here highlighted in purple. The substitution effect was and is subject to intense debates over the past years because it can determine whether and when the use of a wood-based product or, for example, a shift in forest management benefits the climate or not. In my PhD research, I therefore integrate both biogenic carbon balances together with the fossil greenhouse gas emission balances across time and across different spatial scales. What are the climate effects of using a beverage carton over a plastic bottle? What are the climate effects of a shift in forest management across different regions in Sweden? What are the climate effects of a national replacement of concrete frame in multifamily housing construction by wood frame? And what are the climate effects globally from the Swedish forest sector? We're not only considering the domestic consumption of the wood products, but also the greenhouse gas balance of the exported wood products in the rest of the world. In all these cases, the role of biogenic carbon and that of the fossil emission differs, which makes it very hard for clear advice for both the policy and the industry for effective climate change mitigation. My overall aim of my research from quantifying these climate effects is therefore to increase the knowledge about them and to identify options how to keep or complement the climate change mitigation potential within and of the Swedish forest sector. Thank you.